My name is Judith Castle. I write poetry, and part of the poetry I write deals with desolation and loss. In this park, this lush park of green trees, I thought it would be good to choose a desolate space. So I chose the abandoned baseball diamond. Before I go any further, I want to tell you a little bit about the poem I've written for the indigenous children, our children, whose land we stand on. The unforgotten, desolate space, prayer book, psalm, the Sanctus bell dying on a hollow altar. How dark the wall of tears in this school of grief. Let the iron bell toll names of our buried children who wander sere fields, small withered hands reaching for rain. This poem is called The Beacon Hill Spring. In the spring of 2021, when COVID seemed to be at its worst, many people moved into the park, which is behind me, and they erected their tents on the gravel to live here for the duration. Beacon Hill Spring. Island cloud draws down water here to the bowing daffodil, yet we sleep drugged on the rim of our world in this park, tented beneath cedars, bowing in the land of enchantment. We did not welcome the blossoming daffodil. We did not yearn for the light lost in each other's eyes. This is who we have become now and at the hour of our death. This is entitled Prairie Garden for my mother. And for me, in memoriam, of course, for me it was sifting through ashes to find this in desolate places. When my mother was young, wind blew prairie grass to sky, over the field at dawn, meadowlarks to wheat, bright as summer hair, and in the evening, sun fell red off the lid of land. He fell in love with her, the man. Though she was a girl, she was old enough to know, and she laughed as his pallid hand leafed Bible pages for a blessing. She married another. Her wedding gown lay for years, tissued in a drawer, the bodice, skirt growing smaller. The autumn she fell ill, the man visited again, bearing prayer in his quiet hand. Her children ran to open the door, and weeds lay over the garden. This poem is about my father in memoriam, and it's about the earth and his love of the earth, and I've named it Planting. After the war, my father planted a victory garden in the east beside our small house. He grew carrots every summer and beets. His tomatoes ripened rose red on the vines, and the joy it gave him to taste the work of God's, he said, was a blessing after hard times. I grew older, moved west, and watched the Spirit's random planting, even in desolate summer places, rising from roots beneath the parched soil to feed summer flowers like purple asters, bright stars under the all-seeing sky, blue as my father's eyes. In an abandoned baseball field, I saw how a green leaf blade could grow strong enough to split stone, and how grass burned in summer and in winter revived as warm wind spread water over roots. Roots like my father's roots, planted deep enough to survive. The loss of trees and the desolation of trees by fire affects the heart of our culture and our land. The blessing of trees. By the time fires exploded north of the city's edge, we had sealed the windows and doors. Breathing stenched air inside our masks, we poured the last of the garden water against the boles of our trees, calling their names: lilac, copper beech, cedar, pine. A final gesture, useless perhaps, but their names tasted sweet, innocent as the words of a hymn learned in childhood. All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small. And we carried the names with us as we walked into the years without rain.